everyone, it's Maria, and welcome to the Breaking Up with Toxicity podcast. Thank you for being with me today. Each week, I will connect with people as they share relatable life experiences. We will talk about and at times challenge reoccurring unhealthy and toxic patterns that keep you from the changes you want to see as you break these unhealthy cycles. So let's get started and see where this show will take us today. Be sure to listen and don't forget to follow so that you never miss an episode. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Maria and Madge Reconnecting. In our last episode, you heard a little bit about how long it's been and how that first conversation opened doors we didn't even realize needed opening. We shared laughs, memories, and a few truths that hit a little bit deeper than expected. Today, we're picking up right where we left off. There were things we started to touch on, things that needed more space and a little bit more understanding. This episode is really about clearing the air, giving voice to the feelings that lingered, and exploring how forgiveness and understanding can shift in a relationship that's been through time, change, and silence. We're not exactly sure where this conversation will take us, but that's the beauty of it. Sometimes reconnecting means just showing up and letting the truth guide whatever comes next. Hi, Madge. Welcome back.
Well, thank you. I'm happy to be back. I can't wait to do part 2.
This will be great. Before we start, I wanted to know our first recording was how did we get reconnected and why so much, time was spent away from each other. As we both know, we were both living different lives and just doing different things in our life.
Mhm.
Is there anything that you wanted to touch on?
Well, I guess I kind of go back to when we kept trying, and I do refer that to, like, the little engine that could. We just couldn't get there. We just kept trying,
Mm-hmm.
and we kept trying, and we kept trying. But the good thing, I mean, the good thing about all this is that as many times as we tried, we eventually got there.
Even if it was like for a short time, we did.
Yeah, we did, and then now we're now at a point where we're there, you know? It's like we're there, which is,
Oh, it's
like,
so
just
different. It was very, our kids are a lot, well, they'll always
yeah,
be kids, but they're adults. Now we can kind of do whatever we want. And
that's right.
now it's time to bring our story together. So I
Yeah.
guess I just wanted to touch up and see that if there was anything from the first episode that we needed to clear up, just so that if we need to have closure on anything, that we do it before we move forward. But at the same time, that can always come up at a later date too. You know that.
Yes.
Yeah. Nothing is
Yes.
always so straightforward, and sometimes some things don't have to be addressed because they've worked themselves out in their own ways. So it's
Well, I think maybe maybe there's some things that we wanna sort of get clarification on how all this sort of transpired at the beginning and the hurt and the pain that I feel that I've caused you and your family. I do regret that, and it really pains me, and I carried it every day. I carried it, and I still carry it to this day.
you carry
Um,
it today.
I do. I
I'm
do.
sorry you do. I with
Ooh.
that because I completely understand it. Back then, I didn't
Mhm.
understand it, and I was very upset with you. I was
Mhm.
hurt by you, and I was angry. I was like,
Mhm.
"How could she do this?"
Maybe this will be the healing. Maybe this is the healing for me to hear you say, what you were feeling. Maybe this is where it's gonna sort of heal for me, because just not knowing, um, like, not being able to talk about it with you, not being able to just hash it out, because it was painful what you were dealing with, and it was so hurtful that I just couldn't be there. And as I mentioned, you and your family were just extremely kind to both Angelica and I. We were, just you you opened your homes and stuff with open arms, and it was a good, healthy relationship. Angelica had a healthy friendship too. Like, even though she was with family, it was like she was inseparable with your children. She
We
was
had I don't
sweet,
know if
yeah.
we would have been able to address it though.
I
Learn.
I don't know, I don't know, but I guess what I'm saying is maybe it was a little confusing for me because I kind of felt like, yes, you probably forgave me, but I think deep down inside I was kind of having feelings of unanswered unanswered. I had questions that were just sort of unanswered, and I say that because I really wanted to be there, and I just wanted to be the friend that I always was to you, at least in my mind, and I wanted to let you know I wanna do better. Like, there's nobody in my life that's going to prevent me from doing anything like this again.
I know, but let me put something. You're talking about an Albanian girl back. I'm gonna call my well, a woman, but
Yes.
before that,
Yes.
Albanian girl who grew up in the '80s.
Uh-huh.
Do you really think I would have had the knowledge and the bandwidth or the empathy to understand where you're coming from? I grew up in a time when
Oh,
people cut you off if you did something wrong. There
yeah.
was judgment, and then you got cut off.
Well, do you know, I never thought of that
Well,
because
that's why I'm absolutely
yeah,
I believe me from the bottom of my heart, I completely understand. I'm okay
but
with it. I
I
really
wouldn't have
am.
you know why I wouldn't have known that? Because I always thought you were sort of more modern. Like, I
I
didn't
thought so
think
too. I
that.
was I was really smart. I was more modern. No, you know what? Thank you for that. I appreciate that because I've learned now, and I'm still always learning.
Uh-huh.
And I've
Yeah.
always found, you know who teaches you the best?
Who?
Your kids. They teach you how screwed up you are.
You.
I thought I had this right, and I'm like, and then they say this one thing, I'm like, oh God, no, I don't.
I know, we underestimate them. They are
Mhm.
smarter than you think, and when you're instilling all these things in them when they're growing up, you think that they're not getting it, but they're getting it.
They're getting it, and then we also did mess them up. So everyone, listen, no matter what kind of parent you are or you try to be the best parent that you can, your kid is who they are. And as they get older, you learn who they really are, and you also learn at what you did. Being too good is usually not good. Being bad is not good. Finding that healthy balance does not happen until they're adults,
Yeah.
and you do it together.
Well, I think that, like I say, when you think they're not learning and they're not sort of getting it, and then you wake up one day and you realize that they did, and that all that hard work that you did, they got, they kind of help you too because you're like, "Wait a minute, I
Of
did do
course they
something
do.
right.
Well,
I
yes,
did."
they do. So there's 2 sides. They help you, but then they teach you that you're still doing the wrong thing. And I'm not actually I
Yeah.
don't even mean so much a bad thing as to them, but let's say someone who has, like, anxiety.
Uh-huh.
Like, when my anxiety is pretty much overall under control, but I do admit that sometimes the intensity is pretty intense. And that's when my kids call me out on it, and it helps me, like, "Okay,
Mhm.
I need to readjust. I get it. I can ground myself." I mean, I have great tools. I'm at a very different place, but years ago, it was a disaster.
So,
They're
you
your
know,
kids.
this is making me now question, what made you get into doing this to help were you doing it to help yourself? Like, when you'd wanted to study psychology and, that
You know
sort of
what
thing?
helped me? I think I covered in one of my I don't know, one of my episodes of my podcast. I was going through some rough things after my dad died. I worked in the family business, which was a huge deal because I was like one of, if not the only young female
Mhm.
Albanian women to take care of the family business, which were the buildings. And I have
Uh,
2 brothers, but I was doing it. So that was like a huge big deal back then.
uh-huh.
But I had more time on my hands, and I wanted to go back and finish my college degree because life, my son, and I put it on hold. S
Mhm.
Psychology class, I'm like, "Oh my god, wait a minute. That's me. That's this. That's that." And that's what started the whole thing. And then the more I learned, the more I wanted to, educate myself even further, and I got into master's programs. So I have one in marriage and family therapy, and then I have one in mental health, and I'm so glad I did both because they really do help when I work with couples and families and understanding the dynamics and dysfunction and whatever else is going on with people.
Mhm.
And in addition to that, our own well, my own culture, and you're very familiar with it because you're part of that culture because your daughter's half Albanian. I really get it all.
Mhm.
There's very little that can bother me, that can surprise me. There's very little shock factor. No,
Mhm.
I get it because I get it from a mental health perspective. I understand the diagnoses and then dynamics of family dysfunction. It all makes sense. So
Yeah.
I don't hold anything that's been said and done in the past. I understand why. I have nothing. I let it go. I've let it
Mhm.
go with you, with other people. Doesn't matter who it is. It's gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's funny. Always felt that you did let it go, but it was just so strange how I just didn't let it go. Like I couldn't let I have this tendency I find about myself when I really feel like I know that I did something really wrong, that I just can't let it go. There's another instance in my life that I've done this. So, I recognize it, but I don't know how to get rid of it. Like, I don't
I
know
was about to
how
give
to
you
let it
30.
go. Yeah, I was just gonna say, this whole thing, I kid you not, I think that this this could become a movie maybe one day, this could become maybe a book, another book, I don't
Oh,
know.
wow. Okay. That is funny.
There's
With all due respect, my life is not that entertaining.
No, but I think that it
Oh
is,
my god, that's
like,
funny.
helpful. It is interesting enough to be able to help people, and if you could reach more people to understand that things could really be good for them or change things, or whether it would be helping a marriage or raising a child or I don't know,
I
something.
agree. Everyone can you can say that people can have the same situation, right? Or the same experience. 10
Mhm,
different people tell that experience and how they work through it. It may only resonate with a few people, and you have to have a connection with somebody.
mhm,
It's like I know when a client walks through my door, it's just gonna jive, or not even through the door, it's on the phone. And then at
uh-huh,
other times, I know it's like, oh, this is not good.
yeah,
Whatever it is, I don't know. It's okay. That's why we get to pick and choose.
yeah,
There's something about it. Some people will connect for you because they were like, wow, you know what? They're pretty strong. I need somebody like that. I always feel the right ones are going to pair up with who they need to, and the wrong ones won't. And there'll always be somebody else there. But I
yeah,
do agree with that at some point. I think the more people open up because we have become so advanced with so many things, but yet, depending what culture someone is coming from, we're still very behind. I've been trying to develop this kind of not really outreach, but educational for mental health with the Albanian community. And of course, I've gotten pushback from it. As much as they want
yeah,
to change, they don't, because in their minds, I want to change them. I don't want to change you.
right,
Stay
you don't
how
wanna
you are.
change
You
them,
can stay
right.
exactly the way you are. I don't have a problem with it.
Well,
I want to
that's
educate the ones that want to be educated to understand and then do whatever you want with it. You want to sit in your victim role? I have my clients who come in here. I'm like, okay,
mhm,
how are we feeling? Well, you're in your victim phase again. That's great. Sit in it. I'm not going to tell you to get out of it, but at least you know where it's coming from and why.
mhm. Yeah, that's why I think that sometimes you just aren't gonna be able to reach those people, and that's okay. If I always say if you don't want the help, that's fine. Let the
Absolutely.
person that wants it enjoy it,
Well,
or
it's
let
scary. You
them
don't want to let them to have it because then things will change for the better. That's a whole nother thing.
yeah. But, it is happening. I have to tell you, I've noticed that since, Angelica's gotten more involved with the family just recently,
Hmm.
I found that these people are a little bit I don't know, I think maybe it's a generation. Maybe it's the generation that I'm noticing. They seem to be more Americanized, like where
Mhm,
their thoughts and everything are changing. And this is, I think, the reason. So if you take somebody who is born here from that culture, they could more or less pick up the way that things just sort of happen. And you kind of have to like going with the flow. And a
mhm,
lot of them do that. It's like, okay, if I'm not going to go with the flow and I'm going to be like, left behind, not, listening to what's really happening around me with all of my peers. And, I'm going to be like a misfit in a way. But then they come and start to realize that this is not such a bad way of thinking.
mhm. Well, they're becoming authentic. That's what's changing.
Yeah.
People are becoming more and more authentic and not afraid of it. They're not
Yeah.
worried about people judging them or criticizing them because you know what? At the end, no
Hmm.
matter what you do or say, someone's always going to find something. There's
Of
always
course.
somebody who
Yeah.
loves chaos. There's always somebody who loves
Hmm.
gossip. There's always somebody who wants to just create havoc somewhere.
Yeah.
And and sometimes I have to say when I'm working with people this bothers them, I said, "Why does it bother you if
Hmm.
people like chaos?" Well, it's
Yeah.
just not the right thing to do. Okay, I get that, but at the same time, did you ever think about they are so afraid of change, those people that do this? This is the only thing, and believe me, I'm not making an excuse, but look at it from this perspective. This is the only thing that keeps them connected.
Yeah.
Other than that, how do they socialize and stay
Hmm.
connected with each other? When I
Well, you know
say that
what?
to people, they're like, "Oh, I don't know." I'm like, "Yeah, exactly. Think about it." Well, they can
Well,
talk about a movie they watched?
what's going to be interesting is to see how our children's children will be
Yes.
growing up.
Yes. Yep. I agree with you on that one. Because our
Mhm.
children are trying to break cycles that we actually projected onto them,
Yep.
not realizing that we were doing because we would think we were doing so much better, which we were, but not as good as we thought.
Mhm.
So
Well, as
I
much
agree.
as I mean, I tried breaking that cycle. I'm like, I can't live like you want me to live. I can't do this. This is not me. I can't do that. Like I'm so far like in another era. Like I'm in a whole nother world. Like this is kind of like, I was like, I can't stay home and just do like housework.
Well, we learn.
I can't go out. I can't do this. I can't do that. It's like that's not me. I'm too Americanized to change.
Americanized. Oh, Americanized. I think
Yeah.
sometimes even with that word, sometimes I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I like a lot of things, our traditions. I just don't like the
Yeah.
unhealthy stuff. You
Right.
know, and
I
people think of,
agree.
"Oh, who does she think she is?" I've actually heard that and been
Yeah.
told that. I'm like, "I don't know, I just think I'm Maria."
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. They feel threatened or there's sarcasm, right?
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, she wants to badmouth Albanians." I said, "No, I'm not doing that. And if that's
Mhm.
what you're thinking, then you're the one with the problem, not me."
Well, I do agree with you there. There's a lot of things that I really loved. Like the closeness of how you are family, like you're just tight. You
Well,
you will
you want me to
come.
kibosh
Yeah.
that right now? I wish you knew how to speak Albanian. "Moç ka jetu banja shto." You know, no, you I
Oh,
mean,
it's
there is
funny.
some great
That one I don't know, but I do know some,
no.
but that one I don't know.
Yes, there is a great the family, right?
Uh,
With the
uh-huh.
families that are stayed close-knit, but at the same time, they actually don't have a choice sometimes. That's when it's not okay.
Well, no, here, let me clarify. Maybe this is what I mean. It's this thing of when something bad happens, it's like everybody comes together. Like there's this closeness. That's what I mean about
Yeah.
everybody is there for you. Like they just
Oh, yes, yes,
it's
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, it's this bond, it's this thing that there's no separation. Like there's it's just not going to happen. They are no matter what. Even if How about this? Even if they are the worst person in the world, your family's still gonna come together and be there for you.
Well, I don't know which family you're talking about because there's a lot of families that are doing things.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I guess
Listen,
I
you
guess
have one bad seed in the family, everyone says, "Stay away from them. They're a
w
shame, they're embarrassment for you."
what
Eventually, we'll talk about that. Believe me, I got some backlash. I was made out to be, oh, so
uh,
many different kinds of people. I was like, "Wow, too bad I
yeah.
missed out on those experiences that all these people claimed that I had." I was like, "Ooh, I missed that." But you know what?
Oh,
People feel
uh,
threatened, and that's what they do.
yeah,
Their own
yeah,
insecurities come out. I'm like, "Yeah, go keep on throwing it at me. Come on. Let's keep it
yeah,
going."
yeah, I hear you,
There are many
totally.
good qualities. I love the music, I love the food, I love the
Uh-huh,
dance, like some of the wedding stuff. There are a lot of
yeah,
things that are so unhealthy. Some things actually really bother me, like, on social media with it, like, I
mhm,
get it, it's humor and people wanna make fun, and it's like certain
mhm,
things I don't find funny, but that's okay. They're allowed to do it. I'm not telling them that they can't, but it's like we're trying to get ahead, but then you have somebody who's out there spewing very unhealthy treatments towards women and even men.
mhm.
Albanians have a very oh boy, I'm gonna get in so much trouble with this, but I've said it before.
Uh.
Albanians have such a high rate of narcissism and
Uh-huh,
borderline
mhm,
because we continue to make narcissism
yeah,
a thing. Because we praise and the grandiose, the inflated ego.
yep,
Hey, listen, that's fine. It's fine with me. That takes so much work. I don't know how they aren't exhausted living this life of just total presentation to others. But teach their own.
yeah. Well, that kind of, like, made me think about something, so the difference, like, raising the sons to the daughters has always baffled me. Like, that's the part. I think that's the part that I don't like. Like, I don't like that they don't groom the sons to be these strong men, that
They do. They groom them to be the men of the home. What do you mean?
to the
I'm
home,
sorry.
correct, 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 to the home, but they also sort of how do you say, like, they don't I have to figure out the wording for this because I don't wanna say the wrong thing for somebody to interpret it the wrong way.
They're still going to interpret the wrong way.
Yeah, exactly, so well, yeah, let
Are
me
you
just
kidding?
say it.
This is going to be
Yeah,
raw. Just say it.
yeah,
What?
let me just say it. Well, I find that even though they are supposed to be raised as the man of the house and they're supposed to run the house and they're supposed to do all these things, I just find that they have this small little thing about not doing it all the way. Like, it seems like all the women turn out to be more well, maybe I'm looking at a different, um,
Oh, I think
generation.
overall, yeah, it depends the generation you're talking about, but I think a lot of the times that for Albanian men, that they've been impacted so emotionally in a negative way. I think
Uh-huh.
there's a lot of good Albanian men, but the expectation that was put on them is so contradicting in that they have their own internal struggles, and it's more difficult for them to work through it because of their ego and the shame involved with it.
But I think they enable them too, not to be able to
Albanian
do
parents?
yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think, yeah, the men, they enable them. The women, I think, to a degree, but they always have to be the one that takes all the hard stuff, like, yeah,
Mm.
they're the stronger one out of the 2. Like, if you look at the men and the women are the strong women. They're the ones that
A
pretty
lot of the
much
times, yeah.
yeah, like, you could give them a bulldozer and they'll take it.
A lot of
They'll
the times. Well, that's a whole nother
yeah,
many different kinds of topics.
yeah.
How did we get here? We lost track. What
We
happened
did,
to us?
we kind of
And
got
we
yeah,
didn't even
we
get to the Cheesecake Factory. Are we ever gonna get to the Cheesecake Factory?
Yeah.
I think eventually we'll get to the cheesecake. Our goal is for our next one, we're going to get to the Cheesecake Factory. What do you think?
Okay, that's a plan. Let's make that as a note that we're gonna start with the Cheesecake Factory next time.
This conversation felt like something that was long overdue. It was clearing the air, finding understanding, and finally giving words to what's been left unspoken for so many years. We faced things that once hurt, but we did it with honesty and with compassion, and maybe that's where real healing begins. And while we still haven't made it to the Cheesecake Factory yet, that dinner is definitely turning into our ongoing cliffhanger. It feels like these talks are exactly where we're supposed to be right now. Thank you for joining us and being part of this journey. So stay tuned because next time we'll be exploring something that so many of us can relate to, what it's like to navigate identity and belonging in two different worlds and how that's changed from then to now. We're so glad you're here with us. One real conversation, one reconnection, and one almost cheesecake dinner at a time.